What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified for every single time I upload a brand new video. Now, in this video today, I'm going to be talking about who else but Lamar Jackson. Alright, so guys, in the comment section down below, please let me know your thoughts on the entire situation that's kind of been unfolding over the last couple of days, but it kind of reached a boiling point. You know, it erupted today because Lamar Jackson is not at voluntary OTAs, or at least not at this week's, the first week of voluntary OTAs, and that has brought out some criticism. Some criticism from media, former players, a lot of different people. They've said some things about Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson is fed up with it. He went after Chris Sims on Twitter today because Chris Sims, oh my goodness, Chris Sims, all right? If you don't know Chris Sims, former quarterback, he's a good scout, I think, but that's about it. All right, he was frustrated with Lamar Jackson because he wasn't at voluntary OTAs. And Tom Brady, he didn't skip OTAs till he won his 4th Super Bowl. So, Lamar Jackson, he doesn't have work ethic. He just can't do it. Because he was at a voluntary practice. Which is ironic, because every other offseason, all we hear about is, why isn't Lamar Jackson working with a trainer? Why isn't he working on his passing game? Why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he doing this? Well, right now, Lamar Jackson is working with a trainer in his passing mechanics. So, you can have it one or the other. You cannot have him working individually with a trainer at OTAs. And you can't have him be at OTAs if he's working with a trainer. So, like, this I don't know if hypocriticality is a word, but it should be, because it describes this situation, right? Lamar Jackson is doing the best thing for him, which is working on improving his game. That is what he needs to be doing. By saying that, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying, when you're an individual player, you want to make sure that you can improve. That is what he is working on. Now, could he work on his game at practice and work with some of those guys? Yes, absolutely. But he felt that it was in his best interest to spend a little bit more time with his guy that he's been working with, and he wants to make sure that he can get those mechanics down. The Baltimore Ravens did not add anybody Lamar Jackson needs to get super familiar with. Right? They didn't get a number 1 wide receiver. They didn't go out and draft, a new number 1 tight end. They added some players that he will be playing with. He'll throw passes to Isaiah Likely and Charlie Kolar. But come on. Lamar Jackson does not need an extra week with those guys because it's not going to be a consistent thing. Last season, Rashad Bateman came in and it was like, we need to get Lamar working with Bateman. A couple seasons before that, we need to get Lamar working with Hollywood Brown. In recent years, it's been, we got to get Lamar here so that he can develop this new chemistry that he's getting with all these new players. The Ravens didn't really bring in any players that we're looking at like, okay, Lamar needs chemistry ASAP. He's got time. This is a full off season. This isn't like 2020 when, there wasn't really training camp for him to work with Duvernay and Prochet. Instead, this is a year where, hey, you get a full off season. Let them get adjusted to the team. Get adjusted to the depth chart and the roster and how everything works. Then Lamar Jackson can come in. He may come in next week. We don't know when he exactly is going to come in. But overall, when training camp gets started, he is going to be there. This isn't some convoluted scheme for him to get more money, for him to want a contract. This isn't him saying, I don't care about the team. Lamar Jackson, that's what frustrates me about it, is like, anyone that has ever listened to Lamar Jackson knows that he is all about the team and he is all about winning. That's what he's about. He is not about money. He is not about growing his personal brand. Now, at the same time, Is he going to reject money and reject growing his personal brand? No, of course not. But the thing that comes first for him is the team. It is the Baltimore Ravens. And he saw, hey, you know what? I feel like if we're going to win the Super Bowl, because that's his goal. His goal isn't to get the playoffs. His goal isn't to get to the Super Bowl. It's to win the Super Bowl. It's all that matters to him. He doesn't care if he wins MVP. He doesn't care if he throws 100 touchdown passes. If he doesn't win that Super Bowl, it does not matter. You know, I think it was Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman that said, it ain't mean no thing without the ring. Talking about the 73-9 Warriors. Greatest record of all time. Oh, they didn't win the championship. Doesn't matter. Lamar Jackson wants that championship. And he's basically in this offseason realizing, hey, you know what? The best thing for us to win this championship is I got to get with my guy and work on my mechanics a little bit. And that's what he feels like is the best move, not just for him personally, but for the team. And then when he ends up getting with the team, he'll have his mechanics all set, or at least to the level that he wants it to be at. He'll be able to work with Bateman, Prochet, Duvernay, Wallace, Mark Andrews, Kohler, Likely, Beatty, everybody. He will be able to work with them. But it is not a rush to get him in the building. It's not like there's a battle for the position. He's the starting quarterback. The Ravens are completely fine with Lamar Jackson not showing up for OTAs. And Lamar Jackson, you know, it's started to kind of come out over the last month and a half or so. He is no longer standing by and listening to critics just say ridiculous things. Like, it just happens way too often. And he is now, if you guys don't follow him on Twitter, he is hilarious on Twitter because sometimes people will tweet at him and he'll just be like, dude, what are you talking about? This is so stupid. You're wrong. Like, it makes no sense. Like, Chris Sims is like, oh, Tom Brady. And Lamar Jackson is like, yo, let me be Lamar. Also, it's voluntary. Don't worry about it. You know, he's working on his game. I just think that Lamar Jackson, I love that he's getting kind of ticked off because Lamar Jackson, when he's ticked off, is actually a very good football player. Sometimes there's players where, you know, they would make one mistake or they get a little bit upset, they get worse. Lamar Jackson gets better when he is angry. He gets better. Whenever we see him throw a pick, it seems like the next drive he gets that ball back and he is better than ever. That's something that's very valuable in a quarterback. It's not short-term memory. It's being able to thrive under different states. Not just states of, hey, your team's playing well, your team's running the ball, or you need to throw the ball in this sort of way. No. Mental states and physical states. If he's got that energy going, he can play very well. If it's really cold, he can play really well. If he is upset, he can play very well. Overall, Lamar Jackson can do it all, and him getting frustrated, I think, is a good thing. He's not getting frustrated at management. He's not getting frustrated with the coaches. He's frustrated with the annoying media personnel that are just criticizing no matter what he does. He can't do the right thing. Because if he showed up to OTAs, I bet there would be discussions about, oh, wow, well, he could be working on his own stuff right now. This is ridiculous. How dare he show up to OTAs? There's not even anybody that he needs to get chemistry with or anything like that. He knows the offense. It's really frustrating, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for Daily Ravens content, and I'll see all of you again tomorrow.